World War II, which lasted from 1939 to 1945, was the most devastating and far-reaching conflict in human history, involving dozens of nations and fundamentally transforming the political, social, and economic structure of the world. The origins of the war can be traced to the aftermath of World War I, particularly the harsh conditions imposed on Germany by the Treaty of Versailles, economic instability during the Great Depression, and the rise of totalitarian regimes, most notably Nazi Germany under the leadership of Adolf Hitler, whose aggressive expansionist policies aimed to rebuild German power and territory. The war officially began on September 1, 1939, when Germany invaded Poland using a fast and coordinated military strategy known as blitzkrieg, combining airstrikes, tanks, and infantry to overwhelm defenses, which prompted Britain and France to declare war just 2 days later, marking the start of a global conflict. In the early years, Germany achieved rapid success across Europe, invading and occupying Denmark and Norway in 1940, followed by swift victories over Belgium and the Netherlands, and eventually defeating France, forcing it to sign an armistice that divided the country into occupied and collaborationist zones, while Britain stood largely alone against German aggression, leading to the Battle of Britain, a prolonged air campaign in which the British Royal Air Force successfully defended the country against sustained bombing by the German Luftwaffe, marking the first significant defeat for Hitler and preventing a planned invasion of Britain. In 1941, the conflict expanded dramatically as Germany broke its non-aggression pact with the Soviet Union and launched Operation Barbarossa, one of the largest military invasions in history, opening the Eastern Front and leading to brutal fighting characterized by immense casualties and harsh conditions, while in the Pacific, Japan, seeking to expand its empire and secure resources, carried out a surprise attack on the United States naval base at the Pearl Harbor attack on December 7, 1941, which led the United States to enter the war, transforming it into a truly global conflict involving multiple continents and oceans. As the war progressed into 1942 and 1943, the momentum began to shift in favor of the Allied powers through a series of critical turning points, including the Battle of Stalingrad, where Soviet forces encircled and defeated a large German army in one of the bloodiest battles in history, effectively halting Germany's advance into the Soviet Union, and the Battle of Midway, in which the United States Navy dealt a devastating blow to Japan's carrier fleet, significantly weakening its naval dominance in the Pacific, while in North Africa, Allied forces achieved success against German and Italian troops, paving the way for invasions of southern Europe. By 1944, the Allies had gained sufficient strength to launch a large-scale invasion of Nazi-occupied Western Europe, culminating in D-Day on June 6th, when thousands of troops landed on the beaches of Normandy in a massive and coordinated operation that marked the beginning of the liberation of France and the eventual push into Germany, while Soviet forces simultaneously advanced from the east, creating a two-front assault that steadily weakened German resistance. In early 1945, as Allied forces closed in on Germany from all directions, the Nazi regime began to collapse under the pressure, and in April, Adolf Hitler died in his bunker in Berlin as Soviet troops captured the city, leading to Germany's unconditional surrender on May 8, 1945, known as Victory in Europe Day, effectively ending the war in Europe. However, the conflict continued in the Pacific Theater, where fierce fighting persisted between Allied forces and Japan across islands and territories, resulting in heavy casualties on both sides until August 1945, when the United States made the controversial decision to use atomic weapons, dropping bombs on the cities of Hiroshima on August 6th and Nagasaki on August 9th, causing unprecedented destruction and loss of life, which, combined with a Soviet declaration of war against Japan, led to Japan's surrender on September 2nd, 1945, officially bringing World War II to an end. The consequences of the war were immense and far-reaching, with an estimated 70 to 85 million people killed, including a significant number of civilians, and the exposure of the Holocaust, in which 6 million Jews and millions of others were systematically murdered by the Nazi regime, leaving a lasting scar on humanity, while the geopolitical landscape of the world was dramatically altered. leading to the emergence of the United States and the Soviet Union as superpowers, the beginning of the Cold War, the division of Europe, decolonization movements across Asia and Africa, and the establishment of the United Nations in an effort to promote international cooperation and prevent future global